All right, we are getting ready to start the show. We got our water, we got a camera, we got a camera, we got a camera, we got a camera, we got our lights. We got the Peter, the talent. That's what they call them. The person that's at the news desk is the talent. So I think we're ready to start in less than a minute. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'll take a little swish of water. And welcome. It's time to start the show. Welcome to Friday night. To everybody that's in here, I welcome you. We're in the Christmas month, which is exciting and wonderful. And this has been an exciting week for me. And maybe if it was an exciting week for me, maybe it was an exciting week for you. Where are you? You're over there. What are you doing over there? You should be over here. Come over here. Come on over here. That's better. That's where you should be over here with me. That's what I'm thinking, that you should be over here. And the show is ready to go. So it is Friday night. It's now 10 o'clock. The show can start. So what has been the interesting hot things in your life this week? Anything special? Anything unique? Anything wonderful? I don't know. You have to tell me. Let's see if I can actually look and see. We are streaming. Yes. Let's see what we're going. View in Google Chrome. No, I don't want to view in Google Chrome. I want to see you. I want to see me. I want to see us getting ready for Christmas. Or what else are you going to celebrate during this particular month? Well, for me, guess what? I might be in a Christmas room. Yeah, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. And I might, should I button this button? I think I should. The show is kind of laid back, but still formal. So we are here. We have, we got some exciting things going on in here. Exciting things not only for you, but for me too. I'm kind of like happy to see what it is that's going on. So let's double check the cameras. Actually, let's just put them to revolving. We'll revolve. Evolve or revolve. So here we got the Sony E10, and I have a lens on there which is new, that hasn't been here before. So I got a Canon R6 Mark II, which is right here. It's a new one, straight out of the box. And no, it doesn't belong to me. It'll be here for just a couple of weeks. You know, I'm not quite sure if the camera is going to be here and have to be, if it's going to be required to be sent back before Christmas or after Christmas. That is something that I am not quite sure about. So I got that. And if I go to the wider, oh, we are on revolving. Okay. So I got a couple of, what do you call it? Those microphones that you put up on your chest, the wireless mics. I got the big Kahuna, which is the Rode, the one that's got the 2 mics, because you never know if you got a guest coming. Did you say guest? Yes, I did. I said guest. G-E-E-S-T. Guest. No? Okay. I'll try it again. Guest. How do you spell guest? G-U-E-S-T, for those of you who don't know. Okay, so let's see what we got going on in here. So this is what the Canon R6 Mark II looks like. Not my camera, but my lens. I can't just have the camera sit here like this without a lens. That just is contrary to everything I believe in. There's an open hole there. No, no, no. We can't do that, okay? So what's the difference between this one and the one that I own? Well, I'm going to explain a little bit of that in a couple of minutes. But let me show you what else I got in here as test units, because this was prompted by my buddy, my pal, in California, Mr. Tom Buck. So I figured I want to try these and see what this stuff is all about. So I have the Rode wireless go-to mic. Go to where? I don't know. We're going to something. So this is the wireless go-to mic, and it came with the lapel mic, the one that you clip here and you plug it into those, and it's for two people, me and you, okay? And then while I was doing that, I wanted to find out what was its biggest competitor. So I did a lot of research, and in 12 seconds I decided it's these, what is this called? Saramonic Blink 500 Pro X2. So this one also has so that you could put me and you in the same video. So I'm going to be making videos and opening these, not tonight, I'm just showing you what I got coming up, because people say what's new. Well, that's what's new. That I got this, I got that, I got the mic. Both of them are the two, because when Shane was here from Australia, he brought his, and it did a really good job. There we go. Oh, I don't have the product thing on there. Let me turn the product thing on there when we switch to the other camera. The reason I don't have it on is I learned, well, you'll see in a few minutes why I had to turn the product off. So now I can go up to this camera and I can turn the product mode on. Okay, so the product mode is on. So let's get Peter back to the Christmas desk. All right, Peter's back to the Christmas decks. So now if I do that, ooh, look at that. Then it gets back to me. And if I go up to there, ooh, look at that. Oh, so it didn't do it that time. Okay, let's straighten that out. And I need the lav portion, which is this. So this plugs into this. And it's for two people. So if I was one person over here, and you were another person over here, we could put a box on each one and then put the receiver over on the camera. And then if I wanted to hide it, like I'm hiding the one that I've got now, it's taped to my chest underneath the shirt. Okay, that's what this is. So this guy here is the same exact thing, but it's from a different company. It's a different brand. It's also a different price. Okay, so this is what they call, I don't hide it, this is what they call the Blink. Blink. Open and close your eyes. It's a Blink 500. Can I get that any closer? Yeah, I can. I guess without the glare. So you see it's got two of those also. So I have this is the, you can see what camera it is over here. That's the, I don't know if the Canon R6, oh, it left already. So the problem is if I want to sing, okay, I can use like the regular Christmas room mic, which is great. It's red and white, very pretty. But if you want to do high-end stuff like record to for a CD or to make a video, you have to use, well, you don't have to do anything. If anybody ever tells you you have to do something, don't believe them. Okay, so watch what happens if I put this mic here. Okay, not on this camera, but when we get back to the Sony, this mic causes me a problem if I have actually the product thing on, because it wants to focus here on the mic. So if I put the mic kind of in front of me and I start singing a Sol Mia, it focuses on the microphone, and my lovely face is not in focus. So if I was going to play violin like this, I would not be in focus, but the mic, she would be in a perfect focus. So you either have to turn the product button off or get rid of the mic. If you're not going to use it, just put it over to the side. And that's what I've been doing. So, But I got caught, as they say, with my pants down this week because I did have to use the mic. I did place it right here, and it did focus beautifully on the mic. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. This is supposed to be product showcase on the E10. So if I take this and I lift this up like this so that you could see what it is, when we do get back to that camera, I feel like an idiot now. I'm over, hi, how you doing? All right, so I could actually show you something like that. And then when I put it down, it comes back over to me. So that's what we got going on. Where's my okay, so the other thing that we got going on, let me get something real quick. It's a lens. I've had a curiosity about this lens for a long, long time. So it doesn't fit the Canon R6 Mark II, but hey, let's see if we can do, yeah, she focuses on that. Canon R6, not bad, baby. Okay, so I have been wanting to try this lens forever. Okay, let's get it over here. So this is the Sigma 35mm f1.2 lens, art. So this is an art lens, high quality, good. It's a good size price. What's really, really amazing about this lens, well, you're watching the lens right now. So what you're actually seeing is that, okay? You're seeing the, let's see if it'll focus on this one too. No, that one's got, oh, it did it. Okay, cool. All right, so I would have this lens like in here. The lens is exciting. Look at the f1.2 in the background. And this is from a crop sensor camera. Where am I going to put this down? I guess I'll put it back on the shelf. Okay. So the weird thing about this lens is the weight. I cannot overstate how heavy that lens is. You would not be walking around the town. You would not be taking it to a party. It's just like 10 times the weight of a normal lens is an under-exaggeration, not an over-exaggeration. So let's pause all the equipment chatter so I can start saying hi to you guys. Say Merry Christmas, I love you, and all that good stuff. Sly's in the house. Where's my mic? There it is. Sly is in the house. Sly is in the house. Here we go. Sly is in the house. And are you with Hoss? I want to see Hoss make a video so I can see Hoss. So Hoss is Sly's grandson. And he's a little baby, and he's the cutest thing ever. So let's say hi to Sly. And Lewis says we're back. R6 Mark II. Yep. Well, this is behind the time, so I've already showed you the camera. I'm going to go through the camera a little bit more in the show. And Lewis saying hi to Sly and hi to everybody. And he's giving me a big smile. What a wonderful guy Lewis is. He is totally, absolutely awesome. So Sly is saying hi to Lewis. Ecamm just had an update. Ecamm is the software that runs this whole shebang. You don't know what it looks like? You don't know what it looks like? Really? Well, this is what I see. So all of this picture that you see now with the chat on the right side, and then all the stuff down below here, and then I could see the microphone there, so I could tell the microphone's on. This is what I see now on a 65-inch TV. I got it during a Black Friday sale, half price, 65-inch 4K TV. So this is you're looking at the whole window of what I'm looking at. Now this is what you're looking at. You're only seeing me. That's it. You're only seeing me. So why was I telling you that? There was a reason. Oh, because it's so much bigger, I can actually just read the comments, which is really very, very cool. Okay. So we were down to Lewis, and Lewis is a wonderful sweetheart. Sly. Oh, I was showing you, I was thinking, why did I show that? I am showing you that Ecamm updated. So with the update, I think the comments are responding a little bit better because I've been having a little problem with the comments. So Lewis is saying, oh, it looks beautiful. Congratulations on the R6 Mark II. Yeah, she's a very nice looking camera. It doesn't look much different at all from the R6 without the Mark II. It doesn't say Mark I, but we'll call it a Mark I. All right, now I'm going to tell you what I think about the two cameras, which was a little bit of a whirlwind for me. You know, have you heard on like in politics, they flip-flop? Well, I've flip-flopped a few times just in the last couple of days, and I'm surprised because I normally don't do the flip-flop routine, okay? So the wire was pulling. I have it taped to my chest, okay, under my shirt. So this way you don't see a wire, you don't see a clip. When I pull it off, you might hear a scream because the tape is going, oh, it's going to pull out a gazillion hairs. But I did shave right there. I got like a bald, round spot. Now, there's not a lot of chest hair on this body, so it doesn't really look like I shaved anything. But when I go to pull the tape off with the microphone, I'm not going to yell. I've tried it, so I know ahead of time because I wanted to see, is this going to hurt? Because I did try it without the shaving part there. So there must be a lot of little hairs that I don't even see. Nice fresh water. So I shaved it right there, and then I put the mic, and I think I explained this last week. So if this is the tape, this is the piece of tape without the thumb. The tape does not have a thumb, okay? You place the mic, and you don't make it so it sticks up. Where are we? See? Hello? You don't make it so it sticks up. You make it so it's the reverse. You make it so it actually sticks down. So you would slide it, and now it would be flush. See how it's flush? This is the mic. I'm playing games here with you guys. All right, and then you pull it down, not even a quarter of an inch, more like an eighth of an inch, okay, so that it's under. So if you see the front like that, you don't see that mic. But if you look at the back, you can see there's a little skin above the index finger, okay? So what that does is it makes it so there's no rustling if I do this with the close. So if I make it level, the close can actually rub against the head of the mic head. If I put it out, it's definitely going to rub. So what I do, I need to hide it by pulling it down an eighth of an inch so it's hidden below. Let's see. Don't tell anybody. So that's the mic. That protruding part. That's my V-neck t-shirt over to the side. I can get my finger in there. Okay, so that's actually just taped, and I get body tape, skin tape, like surgery tape. And I don't know if you could see, but the mic is not, even if I bend forward, you can't even see the mic. Okay, so it's down about a quarter of an inch. That stops, so I could do this, and you're not going to hear like a saw. Okay, so that's what we got going on. Oh, Tom is here. How you doing, Tom? Good to see you. Tom comes in and then he goes out for dinner. I'll talk to him like later, and like Tom won't be here, so I have to do my hellos right now. So we're actually looking now to backtrack a little bit. We're looking at an f1.2 lens on a Sony crop camera. So even though it says it's a wrong camera, okay, when we switch from this camera, it'll go back to the E10. I didn't change it because this is a loaner lens. So it says I got the Sigma 30mm 1.4. Well, I'm actually using the new Sigma Art lens, 35mm 1.2, and you could bet your bippy that it is set at 1.2. Okay, so that's what you're seeing, and that's why I think, honestly, this lens is a little bit higher quality. So Sly is saying hi to Tom and that she can't watch his videos because it's just too expensive. It's too expensive. That's what she's saying. And I kind of agree. I watch Tom and then I feel like I want to go buy something. Ooh, those mics. And Lewis says the Rode mic sounds good. Okay, well, I got something to look forward to. So when I open the box, and this is the Rode. It's like a twin. It's got for 2 people. All right. So when I connect that puppy up, Lewis says it's a good sounding mic. So I have seen it, I think, on Tom Buck's channel. So that's why I wanted to test that out here. But I'm even more interested in testing this microphone in the kitchen. Okay, and there's a reason for that. I might even do that in here. But in the kitchen, things are set up a little bit different. Because I cook, I stir or I mix. And people need to see that. So what I did is I mounted a GH4 on the ceiling right above my kitchen counter in the kitchen, not here, okay? And it faces down. But the ceiling is too high. I can't reach it. So what I do is I connect it by Wi-Fi to the phone, and I can control the ISO, I can control the focus, I could control a lot more things than we're used to controlling, which is very nice, okay? However, it interferes with the 2.4 mic that I have, which is the Maonic or whatever that's called. And it just snap, crackles, pops, and never stops. It's like there's radio interference from outer space. So I can't use that. I have to take the one from here, move it into the kitchen because it works on the UHF frequencies. So when Shane was here from Australia, he brought this, and I forgot to test it. So he says he uses the 2.4, the wireless, all the time, and it never interferes with this. Well, I'm going to find out for myself. So this is a test unit that I will be able to check. And this is the competitor. This would if this works, because I've heard that this will sound as good as the Rode, and it's like $100 cheaper, and there's some advantages. So when I open this and go through it, I'll be making little videos here and there on the big channel, and you guys can make your comments. So did I say hi to Sammy? Hi, Sammy. I love you, buddy. How's everything going? It's good to see you. And how are things? I guess your weather's cold up there in Jersey. Sammy's in Jersey, and he's legal now. He's had his birthday, him and his twin brother, and they have hit the big 1-0. So Sammy is legal. Congratulations and happy birthday to Sammy. Ray, he didn't go to a game tonight. I haven't seen you in a while. I love you, Ray. How's things going? Sammy's on the north end of the country. Ray is on the west side from where I am. And I'm in kind of like the Miami Beach area. So, and I think some of you guys are from out. Kippy used to come in here too. And he's in Malaysia. So, how you doing, Ray? I saw and I watched all the saga of your moving of the apartment. It was a lot more work to do. It reminds me that when I think I want to move, or if I have to move, which I'm hoping I don't have to, I'm going to call Ray. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call Ray. Hey, Ray, can you come over? Spend a few days with me here. Yeah, it would be great. I might have a few things for you to do. So, speaking of visitors, I had a visitor this week. He came in from Mexico, and he came, he's playing, he's a concert violinist. It's Jonathan. You guys know Jonathan, right? He's like a little brother. Like a lot of you guys are like a little brother. So he came to the house. He visited me. I whipped out my violin that I played when I was in high school. We figured it out together. The violin is 57 years old. And here's the funny thing. Jonathan is here. He's playing, which camera needs a battery change? Oh, it's the R6. So I'm going to have to take care of that. I have a plug that goes in the bottom, but I didn't plug it in. Shh. So let's do it now while I've got a few seconds, so that this way that camera can actually behave itself. So you can hear me while I do this. So I'm going to take out the battery, which apparently has run down. And I can tell you why, because I've been playing with this camera and the R6 Mark II together, side by side, because I want to see what the differences are. You know, so what's the sense of having a new camera in here if I can't find out what the differences are? So give me a second to take this camera off its perch, or in English, off its tripod. Let me put it in the dummy battery, close this up, run the wire out of the hole, around the corner, over the woods, to grandmother's house we go. There we go, get the wire. It's got a slot, and I have to slot the wire in there and close her up. Okay, so now we are closed up. Let's put the camera back on the tripod, snap it in, and let's see if I can actually turn the camera on. Okay, so the camera came on. Let's make sure I didn't make any changes to the settings. Okay, looks good. So you're getting me back. I'm putting this battery in the charger. I guess I need a body cam so I can walk around this room. All right, so I did put the dummy battery into the R6. Let's just take a double check here. Where did I leave off? I left off with Sammy. Sammy saying hello. Well, we'll just do it over again. Hi to everybody from Sammy. So let's see, when we go over to the R6, she should be running and all happy. So what did I do? I took out the battery because I've been comparing the R6 Mark II, which is this guy. I've been comparing it with the R6 R6 Mark I. So at first this came in and I was like so crazy excited. I'm going to be making a video, a couple of videos on this on the big channel. Okay, so I got the dummy battery on the R6 Mark I. That one's mine. I own that. This one I don't own. Okay, this is a loaner from B&H Photo, but the lens I own. I didn't pull this with the lens. I actually did pull it with the lens, but I pulled it with the lens for the Sony E10, which is what you're looking at now, because I want to see what f1.2 is going to look like on the Sony E10, and I can tell you that the quality is like really, it's a step better. I would say that the quality on this is comparable. I didn't check the brightness. I brought it down to f1.2. Is it too bright, guys? Should I lower it down? So Lewis says that he's excited about the lens, and I am too. I'd like to, somebody would look up and see how much the Sigma Art 35mm 1.2 E-mount lens is, and then I could tell everybody what the price is. So Lewis is excited. Raymond is saying hi to everybody. Hi, Raymond. I could tell when you're not here. I look around to see where you are, and it's like, well, I'm guessing you're at a game. For a while, you were actually moving. So Lewis is talking to Raymond. Lewis is saying Merry Christmas to all of us. And Mark changed his avatar. Hi, Peter. What's new? What's your predictions for 2023 for the camera market? Well, some of them are actually beginning to unfold. We got the R5 Mark II supposed to be in the works. I heard rumors that there's an R6 Mark II. Oh, wait. They're not rumors. Here's the camera. What a wonderful camera. But there is some surprises. Canon always has a surprise. It's not really a negative surprise. For me, it was a little bit disappointing, okay? So, no, the camera is not disappointing. Some of the features they took out and some of the features they added in, which is nice, okay? But one of the features that I use heavily, they took out. So I'm not extremely happy about that. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. So Ray says, I recently attached my old Sigma 18 to 35, 1.8. That's a good lens. okay, to my Sony A7C. It only works at 35 millimeter since it's APS-C on full frame, but it's basically a 35 millimeter 1.8 prime for a fraction of the cost of a Sony lens. All right, now let me think about that for a second, because something's not right with that sentence, okay? There's something happening there, Ray. Something's broken, one, or there's a setting that's not set properly, because the camera should actually work with the entire 18 to 35 millimeter zoom. And it is a crop sensor, lens. So the lens is a crop sensor. The camera is a crop sensor. Is it for the Sony E-mount or is it not for the Sony E-mount? Okay, so you said your old Sigma 18 to 35 1.8 on your A7C. So if it's an E-mount, it'll go right on. If you needed to put an adapter, the lens might need a firmware update. The adapter might need a firmware update, but that lens is supposed to work and you should be able to manually zoom it. It's not an electronic zoom. So maybe I have a misunderstanding as to what you're trying to say. Okay, so he said he recently attached, it's so cool that I can see these now because it's a 65-inch TV. I can actually see it. So the 70-year-old, I'm actually 69. My next birthday, I'll be 70. So Ray put here's the sentence that's a little weird. It only works at 35 millimeters since it's APS-C on full frame. When you put this lens on the Sony A7C, the Sony A7C should recognize that it's a crop, I'm looking at the wrong camera, that it's a crop sensor lens and just switch it over for you. Now, if it doesn't, you can hit the info or the Q or the whatever button and change the camera so that it's from FX to DX. And at that point, it crops the whole frame down to a crop sensor camera. So if the camera didn't recognize that automatically, then it might not do it for you, which you could do that manually and you will have the entire 18 to 35 millimeter focal length. You just turn the zoom ring and it'll zoom in and out. So by what you're telling me, Ray, is that it's actually not doing that function and you're getting the black edges around. So therefore, to get rid of the black edges, you're zooming out to 35 millimeters. That'll zoom it. That'll get rid of the vignetting, as they call it, okay? However, if you switch the camera to the DX mode, which is it's a one-button switch. So on your A7C, go into the last menu. It'd be on this side for you because you're looking at it like this, okay? So go to your menus, all right? The last menu on this side, you can add your favorite features. So if you can't find it quickly, which it should be in the quick button. So the A7C, I don't have it here anymore. I would just look it up for you. You can go to the quick button. On the Canon, it's a Q. I can't take the Sony down because I'm actually using it right now. I think it's an I. Looks like a letter I, okay? And that gives you a whole bunch of choices. Look and see in one of those choices if it's an FX to DX and from DX to FX. And if it is, when you put that lens on the camera, switch the camera over to the crop sensor and you'll have the ability to use the entire 18 to 35. So it's important enough for me to spend the time on this because it's going to make it so you can actually use the frickin' camera, okay? And it's a joy to use. So when I put this lens on the A7C, for some reason the A7C will recognize that this is a crop lens and it'll automatically switch the A7C to crop mode automatically without me having to go into any menus, okay? So if that's not happening for you, Ray, it's not recognizing it, you're going to have to do it on your own, okay? That's all. So Lewis says, Peter and chat, if you only had one camera and two lenses, oh, he pushed the, don't be so quick, Lewis. Slow down, buddy. Relax. Take a chill pill. You're shooting out your comments too fast. You're going to be a premature shooter. And in some parts of life, that ain't the best thing to be. Okay, so slow down, get your thoughts together, and then give me your comment. So if you had to choose only one camera and two lenses, and money is no problem, what would you pick and why? So why did you say that money is no problem? Because money is a problem for most people. All right, so if money is no problem, okay, you put your foot in it now. Okay, if money was no problem and I had one camera, two lenses, I would pick, let's get extravagant. I would pick the Canon R3 or my favorite, the Nikon Z9. Those are my favorite two. Very expensive. We're going to really hit you in the butt when we smack your wallet cameras. But most people can't afford those cameras, okay? So let's get a little bit more rational. So the new R6 Mark II, this guy right here, let me grab him. Okay, so this R6 Mark II, Canon went from being behind the 8-ball in comparison to everybody else to probably having the best camera you could buy. Not the only camera you could buy, okay, but a camera that you're really going to enjoy tremendously. It's going to perform for you tremendously, and they fixed everything and broke a couple of things that I had complaints with mine, okay? So this is the Z6. So the Z6, what you're looking at now, is a Nikon brand. It's a different brand camera. It happens to have a 6 in it. So this is Canon's R6. So Canon and Nikon are like twins that fight all the time. They always watch what the other does. They get jealous of each other. Okay, they're not the kind of twins that they're glued at the hip and they love each other to no end. All right. So I can complain that I want 4K. I can write a song, no 4K for you, and no 4K for you, and no 4K, no 4K, no 4K for you or me. And I can do all that. Everybody that's doing YouTube videos can say, when is Canon going to bring in the frickin' 4K? Okay? And if Nikon adds 4K to a camera, Canon's going to trip all over their underpants as they're running to add 4K to their camera. So Canon is moved by Nikon, not by you and me. Although that is changing a little bit lately. They seem to be, hey, you know, we're the top leader in the camera market. Maybe we should do some good stuff here. What do you think, Joe? So all of a sudden, Canon is actually, let's see where I left off. It was the money with the no issue. So I'd buy the R6 Mark II with a zoom lens, 24 to 70 f2.8, and maybe a 35 mm, the one that I have here, the 35 1.8 prime lens, or the 24 1.8 prime lens. I like shooting with the prime lens. I like the wide open. See how the back is defocused? That's kind of like how I learned, okay? So, speaking of Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie Lewis, why didn't you tell me last week when you said hello that it was Aiden's birthday? You know I want to sing happy birthday to that boy. Oh my God, I felt so bad when I was told by other people it was his birthday, and I'm going like, how come I didn't sing happy birthday? You know, damn it. I'm going to sing happy birthday to him right now, okay? That kid is absolutely an amazing kid, okay? He is a bucket of love on 2 feet. And if anybody deserves to be told happy birthday, it's Aiden. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Aiden. Happy birthday to you. How old are you, Aiden? How old are you, Aiden? How old are you, Aiden? How old are you now? I love you, Aiden. Remember coming to the Christmas room, Aiden, and playing the piano over here? You came here, and you know what you did when you came here? You played the piano. Yeah, Aiden came. Mr. Camera Junkie Lewis brought Aiden here, and we put him at the piano to play, and he was like so meticulous playing the piano. He's probably going to be a concert pianist, pianoist. I'm not saying bad words with kids. Okay, so I was saddened that I missed the opportunity to say happy birthday to him. It's a lovely one. He's got to be 6 or 7, one of those two. Because Liam is 8 now. And I knew they were close in age. So, got me all excited. I had to get up and come over here. So I'm just going to sit and rest again. Cross my feet. Take the R6 Mark II, put it in my lap so it's close to me. What's that song? Ooh, to be close to you. That was with the Carpenters. So I have an R6 Mark II in my lap, okay? So that answers your question, Lewis. This is the camera that I would buy if I had one camera, one lens. Now, how about the lower end of the spectrum, okay? So the E10, which is now the main camera in here. If you get a used R6 and you get a really crazy good buy, but it's $1,000 difference, okay? So with the E10, it's a really wonderful camera to actually work with. So there we go. So Jim Monday is here. Monday, Monday. I've done that a few times, haven't I? I'm wearing it out. So Sly is saying hello to Sammy, to Mark, to Lewis, and Jim. Probably both Lewises. But you know something? Sly knows all these people. Okay? I mean, it's not she's just arbitrarily saying hello to be a greeter. Sammy knows, Sly knows Sammy. They've had intercom communications. She definitely knows Mark. When I talk to her on the phone, sometimes we talk about you, Mark, up in Chicago, if you're freezing or what you're doing up there. We've definitely talked about Ray. We've talked about Lewis and Mr. Camera Junkie. And we've talked about Jim. So Sly definitely knows all these people. So speaking of Mark, he's saying hello to Sly. I use the Rode mics at work. They work great. Oh, cool. Well, I'm going to be testing that because I'm curious. Because I had a guest in here. I had somebody come visit me from Mexico. He flew all the way over and he stayed with me for a couple of days right here at my house. And he's doing playing concerts and playing violin for people publicly. When he came and he actually sat here, I turned the camera on and he didn't know I was recording him. So I got my violin out of my closet. And my violin is 57 years old minimum, and my dad bought it from me from Santa Claus. So I was like 12 years old or younger. And because it was there with a bow on it, and it was from Santa Claus. So this was in the 60s. And I pulled it out of the closet. I haven't played it since high school. So I pulled it out. I said, here's my violin. And you could see what's going on in Jonathan's mind. Okay, he's going like, oh, everybody wants to show me their violin. So he's going like, okay. So I just recorded him without him knowing. I sat at my desk. That's why when you're going to see him talking to me, he's going to be looking over there because I'm sitting at my desk, and I just conveniently pull this and put it right out here in the middle, okay? And I put Ecamm on so he could see himself, and he giggled. You know, anybody that sees themselves on TV, it's like, ooh, I'm on TV, okay? And I push the record button. So this is cold. Right off the airplane with a violin I pulled right out of my closet that's 57 years old. After Jonathan told me he changes his violin strings to brand new strings every 6 months. My strings are 57 years old. They were actually sticking to his fingers as he was trying to slide while he was playing. So he was like severely handicapped. So I'm going to be quiet for a second. And this is me just recording him while he was sitting right here on this chair. Okay, this is Jonathan playing my 57, and who knows, the violin could have been 100 years old before my dad bought it, because Dad bought it used from a violin shop. Okay, so, I mean, Jonathan is severely handicapped here, but he still shines. What a beautiful young man. All right, so here's what he sounded.
Yeah, the hardest thing on these strings is just shifting because it kind of grabs your finger.
I put him on the spot. What am I going to say, okay? But like a champ, he went at it. He sounded great. And he played quite a bit for the next day or two. After he finished, after you saw him on the chair, he hit the shower, got cleaned up. I made him dinner. And very mild. If I ever had to pick a word for him besides incredibly, stunningly talented, I mean, he made my violin, 57 years old, with 57-year-old strings on it. He made it sound stunning, okay? So on his violin, it's the roof goes off, okay? The angels come around. The kid plays. I mean, he's a professional violinist. Just is stunning, especially for somebody that used to play the violin. For me to watch that, I'm watching him with my jaw down to the ground. So I left off with Sly with the Rode mics. Aaron, he is here. Hi, it's that time of year, time for fudge. You know, that might be a good idea. I haven't lost any more weight, but I lost like 1/4 of an inch when I put the tape around my stomach. You doing good too, Aaron? So Lewis says that he loves the fudge. He loves the fudge. Aaron is talking to Sammy. That's an emotional type of song. So Lewis is thanking me for Jonathan playing, that I recorded it. I told him after, and I told him that I recorded it. Can I please, you know, show that? He says, well, don't make me look bad. He says, the violin's got strings on it that stick. I said, I'll pick out a little section where you did good. So, Funny's here, Funnel Fest. Hi, Peter. Good to see you on a Friday night stream. The R6 II versus the FX30 video, of course. I don't have the FX30 now, but when I return, where is it? Oh, it's right here. When I return this to B&H, I might pull the FX30. So I might do something so that I can compare the two cameras with each other. I'm glad you put that in my head so that I can remember to do that. Thumbs up. Thank you. So when I was recording Jonathan, from what you saw, okay, I made a big mistake. It took me about 5 minutes to realize what my big mistake was, okay? And I did this earlier in this stream. I'm going to do it again, okay? So I pulled out my professional mic, okay, and I put it here like that. And then I put the stool over here, and I had Jonathan play. All right. So now, can you tell me what I did wrong with specifically the E10, the ZV-1? I'm not sure if it's on the FX30 or not. Okay. This is what I did wrong. You're looking at it right now. Okay. Why aren't I in focus any longer? Because the camera is focusing on the mic. Is the microphone perfectly, sharply, stunningly in focus, and my face is not? So if I bring my face up here with the mic, now it's the same thing. But if I step away, I'm trying not to trip, okay, I have the product showcase button turned on, which is a wonderful button, okay? Because with the product showcase button, I can do this, and the camera knows to actually focus on what I'm holding up and not the face. So when you turn the product showcase focus button on, it's telling the camera to not look for face detection anymore. So if I put the camera down, it's going to focus on me. And if I put the camera up, it's going to focus over on the camera, okay? And that's product detection. So when I brought the mic over here and I set it down, and I set it up like this, and then I sat Jonathan down at the stool over here, I was so awed with his playing that I was watching him. I was sitting over there at the desk. If you notice, when he's talking, he's laughing at the person over there. That'd be me, okay? And then I finally looked, and I'm going like, why isn't Jonathan in focus? What's going on? Ah, the product showcase. So if you've got a mic like this, or a fancy mic or something, and you don't want the camera, your Sony camera, to focus like a product showcase, you've got to turn the product showcase off, okay? Otherwise, you're going to go home and you're going to be sad because you won't have the sharp face that you're looking for. So right now, it doesn't have anything to focus on, so it is actually defaulting to a face focus system. This is specific to the Sony cameras, okay? So if I went and did the same thing over here with the R6, that would not have happened, okay? So if I had recorded Jonathan with that camera, the mic would have been here. That camera doesn't stop the face detection over there. So that the R6 doesn't stop, and the R6 Mark II doesn't stop doing the face detection. So we would continue on with the face detection. However, the Sonys have a product showcase, and it's very nice because many times, how many people do you see? Let's get me over to the right camera. How many people do you see doing this move? Okay. And now here's the R6, okay? They're trying to do everything to hide their face because the camera won't focus on the product. So there's a lot of you guys that are YouTubers that want to show something, come back and talk, and then you want to show something again, and you want the camera to focus on the product, and that is called product showcase. That's a nice button, but it can bite you in the butt if you're not careful. And I was so enamored with Jonathan's playing that I forgot. Oops! I forgot that I had the product showcase button on. So I would say 25% of the video that I did with Jonathan, the mic is in perfect focus. Absolutely gorgeous focus. Okay. That's what they call user error. Okay. And it happens. What can I tell you? Okay, so we were right about at getting to Norm. Hey, Norm. Merry Christmas, Peter. Happy Hanukkah, Norm. Love it when you're in here. Good evening, Greggies around the world. Cool live stream tonight. Did Dancing Santa mess up your lens? No. Thank God it didn't. So that is actually working very nicely. I don't know. I must have bumped it. The camera looks like it's a little bit downhill the other way. Downhill. I'll fix it by next Friday. I should have that fixed. Good to see you. Try cleaning the contacts on the lens and the camera body. On which one? Did you see a problem happening that I just kind of missed? I was just telling you some problem that I had, and it was because I had the product showcase button turned on. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm supposed to be professional, okay? Okay, so Lewis, I already answered that question. Is there a filter or lens hood on the lens? That could cause vignetting. Oh, you're talking about Ray's problem. I didn't get what you were talking about, okay? So I don't think he had a hood, but even if he did, if he said he had to zoom to 35 millimeters, you're right, Norm. Actually, you're right. Before I open my mouth and stick my foot in it, the hood could have caused the problem. But if the camera stayed in FX mode, it would cause a problem no matter what Ray did. Okay, so here we're getting some more meat going on here. All right, the Sigma lens is a Canon EF mount, so I use the adapter, okay? The lens is a crop lens, but the Sony A7C is full frame. To work at 18 millimeters, yes, I'd need to use the camera in crop mode, but it would be useless. Okay, why did you add that last part? It would be useless. The camera works perfectly in crop mode. I put the Sigma Sony mounts. I got the 16 millimeter, the 30, the 56. I put them on the E10, well, the E10, but on the A7C or the A7S Mark III, and the camera just switches over. So which adapter do you have? You know which adapter works best on your camera is the Sigma adapter with the Canon lens, okay? Those two work wonderfully together. So if you have a Canon EF mount with the Sigma, what is it? I think it's a 10 or something dash 10, adapter, they work very well, okay? So you should have full zoom when you put any, it's not limited to the 18 to 35, all right? You should have full use of your zoom. If you have to manually put the camera into crop mode, then do it. And if you don't, and you don't have full use of it, send me an email. I'd like to figure out what's wrong, because you should be able to use that completely, okay? So I'm only staying on that because that's one of the best lenses to have for video, is the Sigma 18 to 35 1.8 art lens. It's a wonderful, wonderful lens. I would own it myself. It's a 1.8. It really doesn't have a competitor. So on the A7C, if you're not getting full use out of it, let's connect up and bring it to the point where it actually does. Mark Foss is in the house. Yay! Good to see you, Mark. Wishing everybody here a Merry Christmas. And a Merry Christmas to you, Mark. Love you, buddy. Thank you for being in. I do speak English. Maybe not at nighttime, but most of the time. Mark has a channel, so you could go watch Mark, see where his name is in red, Mark Faust. You could go look up his channel, and you could go see the stuff that he does. Here's Woody, my buddy, Woody, B-U-D-D-Y. Tuned in late, watched a movie called Christine. Oh, I cannot believe you watched that movie. That's a demonic, demon-possessed car, okay? About a 58 Plymouth that had a mind of its own, wowzer. It could even rebuild itself when wrecked. Yeah, and it hunted down people to kill them. I like My Mother the Car. That was much better and more my speed. Christine, I don't like horror movies. I watch Christmas movies. So, but if you liked it, Woody, God bless you. Pretend that Pam was sitting there with you and telling you, change that channel, okay? Pam is Woody's wife. She left to go to heaven. So he's here by himself, so keep him in your prayers. Wonderful guy. He's wonderful, especially when he's sleeping. Woody is an awesome guy when he's sleeping. but he does really good, whatchamacallits, still pictures, especially birding. He loves to take pictures of birds. Starting to annoy me that I bumped the camera and then it's going downhill like that. You know how I could tell? Look at the LCDs behind me, okay? See how they start? Let's see. Let's use the other hand. The other hand, see how they start here and they go downhill? I'm a perfectionist, so that is irritating me, like Monk, okay? I feel like getting up there and going and fixing it, but knowing me, I would wind up making it worse. So Mark says, very relaxed there, Peter. I'm sort of waiting for the kids to come running in and sitting in your lap. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Whoosh, I'm out of here. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to have to start using that this month. So Lewis is clapping. He's saying Aiden was listening, and he just turned 7. So he was 6 going on 7. Hi, Aiden. If you can still hear me, I'm saying hello to you from your piano over here, Aiden. I'm saying hi. Thank you. Children are just beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. Overjoyed by your constant love and support, Peter. Let's take a quick look and see where... There we are. Raymond was next. Hi, Ray. I missed you. And tonight you're giving me a full treatment of Ray. He says, I take back what I said. 18 millimeters in crop mode would not be useless since the crop is only 1.5. That would make it a 24 millimeter, somewhere in that area, which means Peter needs to put it back up so he can finish reading it. Okay, which means I could use it as wide as 27 in crop mode. I only lose a stop of light, I think. You actually don't lose anything technically, okay? There's a difference between technically and what happens in real life. You're actually capturing less light because there's less of the lens. I mean, less of the sensor. So if there's less of the sensor, there's less light. But an f1.8 never changes from f1.8. So I have had arguments for hours with people on that. I need to get up and get my water. Okay, so sorry about the crotch shot there, but I can feel my throat getting dry, so might as well just get a little sip of water. So 18 on a 1.5 crop would be 18 and a half of 18 is 9. So 9 and 8, so it would be, you're right, it would be 27 millimeters. So it doesn't even pull it down to 24 millimeters. So I wouldn't worry about the light on the A7C. What a freaking good sensor you got there. Just don't even think about the light. It's going to handle it with no problem. It's a very useful lens. Very useful lens. So Jim says, that was amazing. What an artist. You know, what's interesting about Jonathan, the guy that just played the violin, okay? He doesn't know that he's hot stuff, okay? And he does things because he's so shy. And it's not just shy, he's mild. He's very mild. Like I said, can you play my 57-year-old violin that I haven't changed the strings on in 57 years? The answer should have been no. If he was one of these artists that must do and have the proper equipment at all the time, or he's just not going to play it because he's I only play the best, he should have said no, okay? I pushed him, and I wanted to get a little bit of recording so I could show you that he came here. It wasn't fair. I mean, the instrument is 57 years old. I asked him, how often do you change your strings? I change my strings every 6 months. But I practice, 2 to 4 hours a day when he's in the practice mode. So he uses his violins, okay? So what I did was not fair. It actually wasn't nice. I keep saying I love the guy, and then I did that to him. So I guess I'm the one that wasn't very nice. I'm feeling guilty now. I'm going to have to go to confession on Sunday, that's all. Okay? But what a sweet, mild man. And it's crazy. I met another one like him that when our father, I guess, was doing work for my dad. And his son was his helper. But his son was older, like 20 years old. Okay? But that boy was unbelievably mild. I mean, a really big contrast to the people that you see and meet these days. Okay? And this has got to be 7, 8 years ago, and I still have a remembrance of it. So I was walking along and I dropped something, and I turned around to go pick it up. He ran over to pick it up for me. A kid that age should have just turned his head. I mean, most kids, a 10-year-old would turn their head. So Jonathan is mild like that too. So I can't be there because I would be like a mother hen on him. I'd be overprotective. But while he was here, his family are missionaries, okay, so they really fight to get the money. And the kid, he's not a kid, he's 24, is skinny as a rail. Well, I stuffed him while he was here. He was not going to come in this house and not eat well. So for breakfast, I had 3 eggs, 10 slices of bacon. You take a baked potato and you use one of those scraper things and shred it so that I made hash browns. I made him French toast. And then I made him a sandwich for lunch that tall of sliced roast beef. I went to Publix and got sliced roast beef, and I didn't just put 3 or 4 slices. I put maybe 100 slices. I fed him very well. He was going like, oh my God, I can't believe I ate so much. Well, that's the way I feel when you get a really wonderful personality. And then he has the talent. The guy should be a stuck-up snob. Honestly. He really should be. And he's 100% the opposite of that. So it was just very enlightening. So I think Sly bought his album because he's got an album out. Jonathan's such a good guy. So she's seen that he's a good guy. I'm glad he got to visit. So he's playing in places, I don't know where, in Michigan and everything. And he got a special ticket to come down and spend some time with me. That was very endearing. I mean, like, would you? No, you wouldn't. Okay. Would I get a plane ticket to come and fly up and see you, Mark? No offense. I love you, I hug you, and I kiss you, but I would not get a plane ticket to come and see you for a day or two, okay? And like I said, no offense, Mark. I love you, buddy, all right? He came down, he paid, okay, and he's doesn't have a flow of money, all right? And he came down just to come visit me. So, hey, Charles is here. Hello to everybody. How you doing, Charles? It's always wonderful when I see you come in and say hello to me. You make me warm up because another friendly face. Hi, Sly. Sorry I'm late. I just got... Oh, you went to Disney. Why don't... will there be a video? Will there be a tape at 10 or 11? What's the saying? So Charles is here. He's saying hi to Sly. Okay. I'm trying to get Jeff. Oh, I heard my phone ding. Okay, so I told Jonathan to text me when he arrived back to Michigan. I got this like fatherly spirit or big brother spirit over him. I figured somebody's going to mug him, so I want to see if it's him. It is. It's him. So let's see. Yes, I arrived to the land of the cold and freezing. So he arrived in Michigan. Let me just tell him I'm live on the air on my Friday night broadcast right now, comma, and now I'm going to be talking about you. So you can tune in and watch. And I'll send that to him. Okay. So I normally don't answer my texts, but we just went to the airport a few hours ago, and he did have a stopover in Atlanta. And he's not dumb. I don't want to make it sound like he's dumb. But to me, he's so mild, I could see people taking advantage. So I want to know when he got there and that he got there safe. I'm just that type of personality. If you don't like it, screw you, okay? I don't mean to be harsh, but I'm not going to change my entire personality to please everybody, okay? I am who I am. And I'm the kind of person that drinks water when his mouth gets dry. Well, we got a little bit aggressive there for a second. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So, Jeff says, I put you up, Jeff, and I didn't even read you. Afternoon, everybody. Are all just been able to log in? I've had those days, too. Hope all is well. Well, it's good now that you're here. It's, here's Mark coming to my rescue. This is the correct adapter. The MC11 is the correct adapter that works the best. Mark is telling me that. That's why because I was stumbling with what's the number for the adapter. So the Sigma brand MC11, the Sigma brand MC11 adapter it works the best on Sony cameras with Canon lenses. So what a mishmash, okay? So you got a Sony camera, you got a Canon lens, and you need a Sigma adapter, okay? So when I say a Canon lens, I mean a Canon mount, all right? So it could be a Sigma lens that's got a Canon mount. It could be a Canon lens that would have a Canon mount, okay? So thank you, Mark. He rescued me. Mark just rescued me. Okay, so I appreciate that, Mark. Love you, dude. Thank you so much. So Timu's here. Timu. Hi, Peter. By the grace of God, he blessed me with a Canon R6 Mark II. That is wonderful. Guess what? I got one sitting right here, but I don't own it. This has got to go back. I have the R6, and I'm feeling a little better about the R6 now that I have the R6 Mark II. The R6 Mark II is a home run from Canon. So I don't want to say like I'm happier with my R6 now because I've had the Mark II, okay? But they took out the Canon log. They did put in Canon, the C-Log 3 only. But the Canon log has been the regular original Canon log, which for me is a little more pliable, okay? Well, it's not in here anymore. You can't use it, okay? And then switching this camera from manual to automatic in the movie mode is more difficult, where it's just a single button on the R6 Mark I. On the R6 Mark II, you've got to go through hoops to make that change. So I'm going like, hey, here I am thinking I got a stinky camera. I don't. My camera's very nice. So what my camera won't do is what this camera will do. This camera has this little button here on the top, which you can't see. With me all the way back here. Let's get over to the other camera, okay? Let's get over to the other camera. You will obey, okay? You will obey. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's the E10 with a little bit of zoom on it, okay? All right, so let's get my bearings here. All right, so the product mode is on, so this should focus for me right here. So see this switch? Wrong. This one right here. See that switch? Let's move it that way, okay? That switch is what made everything about this camera different. That little switch. I'm going to fall over this desk, okay? That's movie mode. That's stills mode, okay? So we have movie mode and picture mode. So the R6 that I have over here doesn't have that. So when I go in on the regular camera, oh, I can't pick it up. It's over there. All right. So when I go over to the regular R6 that I actually own, I actually have to move the dial. Okay, see over here on the dial, you no longer have a camera position. Okay. All right. So you can look at everything. If I get my finger out of the way, you got C1, C2, C3, okay, all the different modes, but there's no camera position here, okay? Instead, they put a button here so I can go from stills to camera mode. Now, everything in the camera is working in in video mode, because I flipped this switch. So the original R6 doesn't have that switch. You want to go to video mode, like you can do back and forth here, you don't have that. You actually have to turn this dial and go to the video setting. That's still not too bad. Where I have a little stronger gripe is I have the R6 set up exactly the way I want it. Where's my mouse? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so I have the R6 set up exactly the way I want it to be. Now, I'd like the camera to be usable for me, okay, which means I actually put the E10 here in the center, so this has now become my main camera. And by the way, if you weren't here earlier, I'm also testing the Sigma 35mm f1.2 ART lens. That's what I put on here. So the bokeh, the blurredness in the back is much stronger with the f1.2 when we ever get back to that one. Now this is a 50mm f1.8 RF lens, and that's my R6 with my lens, and this is my other lens. Okay, this one here. This is my what is this? This is a great lens, 35mm Canon lens. It's got image stabilization built in, so when you couple that together with the image stabilization on the camera, you're about at the level of Panasonic, which is great, and Olympus in terms of steadiness. Okay, so this is a remarkable camera. They hit a home run, but if they wanted to fine tune it in for Peter Gregg, I would like an easier way to go from manual to automatic and stuff like that. Okay, and I would like the Canon log, just the regular Canon log, which is in the R6 camera. So the R6 camera that this will eventually flip over to, it'll be up, let's see, when's it coming up in the rotation here? No, it won't be up for like 2 cameras from here. All right, so the original R6 has C-Log, okay, and it has C-Log 3. This camera only has C-Log 3, which is technically a better C-Log. They made it more for the general public, but the regular C-Log itself that I have on the R6 is more elastic. I could do more with it, okay? So when you get back over to the Canon R6, which will be up in 15 seconds, okay, I'm actually running C-Log through Ecamm, and I have a LUT plugged in to Ecamm. The Ecamm software allows me to have a LUT working and running. So here's the R6. So this is not in standard or natural or faithful or vivid. This is in C-Log, not C-Log 3, but just in C-Log itself, okay? And I have a LUT plugged in to Ecamm. So the R6 actually has a little more headroom. That's the purpose of using log. Okay, so looking and handling this camera compared to my camera that I have over there on the tripod, which we'll come around to again. It's the next camera up. Okay, so all right, so we're back over here. So that's the R6. This is the R6 Mark II. I find very little difference between the two cameras. Honestly, they added this button up here, and I can't think of any other change. They took off the video mode from the dial, the PSAM dial, and they gave me a switch. So like I said before, the advantage of that is once the camera is over here working in video, everything in the camera is working in video. Okay, on the R6, you have to be on the video spot. You can't be in manual. You can't be in shutter priority or aperture priority. You can't be in P mode. You actually have to go to video mode, okay? So the R10 works like that. The R7 works like this. The R5 works like this camera. And now the R6 works like that because that's what's built into the R6. And I imagine the R3 does that also. So Canon has taken their upper level cameras and made them work very similarly. So this now has a 24 megapixel sensor where the R6, that when it rotates back around, you can see what camera is up by looking over here. So you see right there, if I can reach it, okay. So that's a Nikon ZFC that's mounted up on the ceiling. That gives me like a down view. Okay, so I have it rotating around. So this one's mounted on the Sly bar. Okay, Sly made a special bar for me, just for me. And I can mount 1, 2, 3, 4. I could actually mount 5 cameras on there if I wanted to. But I actually have 2 cameras on there. And when I want to put or add the R6, it'll go and what I could consider a guest slot. Okay, so that is what we've got going. So we've got this lens, we've got the R6, so that's the one that I own. I do have a 50mm L f1.2. I might put that lens on there and see how that lens works from that spot. Okay, so Lewis is I would fly to Peter if we could go out for dinner. I took Jonathan out. Actually, my brother treated us, which was very sweet, very nice of him. My brother treated us to, what's the name of that? Golden Corral restaurant, where it's all you can eat. And I went there. It was hard to find stuff, okay, where I could actually eat on the carnivore keto diet. But I did. I had some chicken. They had some ground beef for tacos and stuff like that. So I'll get ready for you to come, Louis, okay? Thimu is saying, Louis, thanks a lot, brother. Everything by his grace. Yes, I watch Joseph Prince too, Thimu. I love watching Joe, Pastor Joe. Okay, Ray says, Peter feeds his guests the Santa Claus. I fed Jonathan, the poor kid. He is like so skinny, he would probably fit between my hands, like there. Okay, I could, boom, hit his back and hit his belly. Okay, so I fed him. Nobody gonna come here and be hungry. Oh, yay! Ray, you've got the right adapter. So the MC11, the A7C should recognize that you're in the crop mode. No hands, Ma. Look, no hands, Ma. So it should have switched over. If it didn't, I think I would be surprised, Ray. I really do. Let me bring my water back over here. I put a little bit of lemon in here and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I put a little bit of sugar. But no, not table sugar. I used Truvia. Truvia is like a stevia type substitute. So, what did we learn tonight? A lot of fun stuff going on. And that Jonathan landed safely. God bless him. I love that kid. I love all of you. I pray for each and every one of you every single day. And that ain't BS. I have my prayer time, okay? So I go into my prayer time. I have a prayer journal because I cannot remember who, what, where, when, how, and why. I can't remember what I would be praying for this person or why I'm praying for that person. So I just go through my prayer journal. So you get prayed for every single day. Every single one of you. All right, so that is our show for today. We're heading closer to Christmas. And that's about all I could say. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Oh, wait. We at the last second, we got Oscar. Oscar just came in. It's Carlos. I'm sorry. I teased him because I called him Oscar a couple of times. So, motivated minds. Sorry I'm late. Cameras are looking especially great tonight. Or maybe it's just you, Peter. I get all happy when I have a guest. It picks me up because I'm by myself 24/7. That, have you ever heard of the empty, it's not empty nest, there's another word for it. Anyway, I had for 2 days, I had a huge, I mean, he's tall. I'm short, Jonathan is tall, okay? So I had a huge live human being here. And that's about it. So I love you guys. Thank you for coming in and saying hello and spending time with me. I look forward to doing this show because of you. Because we aren't growing. How many subscribers? So it's not like we're successful. It doesn't make, the show doesn't make any money. We're not getting any subscribers. Okay? But, so when I say it really is you, I mean it. There'd be no other reason to be here if it wasn't for you. I might as well just go sit outside by my pool and relax and drink my Peter Gregg iced tea. So, Jim is saying good night to everybody. Everybody say your good nights now because we're going. We're going. We're in the Christmas season now. I will be watching a Christmas movie because Hallmark is into the Christmas movies, and now we have Great American Family, which is a new competitor to Hallmark. Look, let me put it straight on the line, okay? No beating around the bush. The Hallmark Christmas movies are chick flicks. So it's like, I wouldn't say this publicly, but I love those chick flicks. All right? So every single Hallmark movie that's a Christmas movie has the same exact storyline. Every single one. You start off, there's a love interest. She loves him or he loves her. It builds, it builds, it builds, it builds till about an hour and a half in. At an hour and a half in, there's a catastrophe that happens. And either he gets really mad and offended or she gets really mad and offended. And this beautiful love affair that's been growing blows up. And then that stays with the... I've been trying to call him. He just won't pick up. Oh, I've called her like 10 times, man. She's really mad, dude. She's super mad. Oh, and then you always have the guy or the girl that is counseling the person that's heartbroken. If you really love them, reach out just one more time. Did you tell them how you feel? No, I didn't. You need to tell them how you feel. Yeah, but she's not talking to me anymore. Or he's not talking to me anymore. And then 5 minutes to when it ends, something breaks open. And it's all smiles. And it ends in a big fat kiss. That is the Hallmark Christmas movie every single time. And Peter will watch it over and over. It's embarrassing to say, but hey, it's my bed, it's my pillow, it's my TV. I can watch what I want, okay? I do like a good movie, like I watched Home Alone twice so far this month. Everybody seems to want to play that. Remember that that Christmas Story, It's a Wonderful Life or something like that with Jimmy Stewart? Well, it seems like the Home Alone movie is moving into that slot. Everybody is going to play that stuff. So Jeff is saying, enjoy your weekend. Will there be a live show next week? God willing, and the bridge isn't up. If there's no live show between now and Christmas, stay safe. We're going to have a live show. What day is Christmas anyway? Anybody know what day it falls on? You know what? I have a calendar thing right here. Today is December 9th, if you didn't know that. So Christmas Eve is the 24th, which is a Saturday night. And Christmas Day is the 25th, which is Sunday. We get rooked when it's on Sunday because you don't get an extra day off. Because Boxing Day will be the day after. And that means that Sunday will be New Year's also. So unless something strange happens, if our family isn't going anywhere or anything, yeah, Friday night we'll have a Christmas show. Well, not a Christmas show. We'll have a live show. A lot of you guys got nowhere to go, nobody to be with. Let's get together. Yeah. Okay. What movie is that from? All right, I love you. Good night. Go eat some pudding. Go eat some ice cream. Go eat something. Oh, I bought 2 big tubs of ice cream for Jonathan. I fed that kid till he's going to throw up all over the place. All right, love you guys. How about if I play Jonathan again? And on that note, we will end the broadcast. So this is Jonathan when he came and visited. I played this at the beginning of the show. Now I play it at
Yeah, the hardest thing on these strings is just shifting because it kind of grabs your finger.